Hello, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We have a very special presentation for Telecom Service Providers brought to you by VIDA and Telinta. If at any time during the presentation you have any questions, please type them into the chat or into the questions feature of the webinar interface. At the end of the presentation, we'll cover the questions. If we don't get to your questions, if we don't have enough time, we will send you a direct email response. So at this point, I'd like to introduce today's speakers. We have Aaron Deek, Head of AI Enablement at VIDA Global, Joe Adana, Vice President of Go-to-Market at VIDA Global, and myself, Anthony Stiso with Telinta. So at this point, let's welcome our friends from VIDA.
I'm Joe Adana. I spent 10 years in the advertising world, working at a big ad network, and I helped consult for VIDA for 2 of those years. And things were really cool and working really well, so decided to jump ship, completely shift industries, and here we are. And Aaron has been here from the start. He's based right outside of Austin, Texas, and as Anthony said, he runs all the AI enablement and essentially makes all the success happen over here.
Let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll talk about VIDA here. All right, everyone. Nice to meet you all. Thanks for joining the webinar. We'll be talking about VIDA's AI agent operating system today. First thing to understand about our platform is that it was built by telecom industry veterans. This kind of has brought us 2 unique advantages. On one side of things, the deep knowledge of the telephony infrastructure enabled us to bring the first AI phone agents fully integrated for voice calls, SMS, and MMS. First ones to the market. We also are the only agents that can register as SIP devices within phone systems. We have a patent pending on that technology, essentially enabling our agents, which come loaded with features, to also integrate directly into phone systems and take advantage of all of the SIP functionality as well, and be able to manage calls going to and from the agents directly within the phone system. The other side of that telephony experience is our distribution strategy. From the get-go, we have been geared up, built the entire platform to be white labeled and resold through our partners. The flagship agent that we'll be speaking about today, again, it works multimodal over voice, text message, and embedded chat like web chat or mobile chat. We support out of the box 10 different languages with the advanced voice options up to 35 different languages, and enable partners and enterprises to deploy agents at scale very quickly, no code required, simply describing in plain English what needs to be, or what the agent's job is. The underlying technology, it's really important to point this out. We are technology agnostic, meaning that we don't build the LLMs, we don't build the voice transcription services, we don't provide the voices. Instead, we plug into all of the top tier providers out there for 2 reasons primarily. One, there's not really any clear indication of which is going to be the best over the long term. We don't want to tether ourselves to any particular vendor. We don't know which horse is going to win the race. We're constantly seeing new updates, new technologies, capabilities, etc. And we need, and our customers and partners need, the flexibility to be able to swap out LLMs that are going to be the best for each particular use case. The other side of that, the reality is even a large established company like OpenAI or Anthropic has moments where they go down for a few minutes at a time. And because we build no-fail systems, we need the ability to fail over from one service provider to the other. And that happens if in the middle of a call, OpenAI goes down, it's imperceptible to callers, and it just swaps over to one of the other vendors and continues the call without any hiccups. The agents are capable of, essentially, they come built in with all of the different features and functions and tools that enable them to do what any human on the call could do taking and relaying information, transferring calls, scheduling appointments, opening support tickets via API integrations. It's essentially like you're hiring a genius with a phone and a laptop. To give you an idea, a fairly sophisticated call flow might be a call comes in. Before the agent picks up the call, it takes the caller's caller ID, dips it into a CRM or a business management system or other database, ingests any information that's going to be relevant to the call and the needs for the call. On the course of the call, it can interact with any number of other APIs to do things like, again, schedule appointments or open support tickets, validate customer addresses, check package tracking, virtually anything there's APIs for, the agents can seamlessly interact with them as if it's a human looking it up on their computer. The entire platform, SOC 2 Type 2 compliant. We also have a fully redacted HIPAA compliant option. And then built in as some of the additional tooling is templates and integrations so that when we are building out agents that are going to be, let's say, a bunch of agents that perform similar functions or a bunch of agents that have similar integrations, the agents are able to, or the users are able to, rather than deal with fully prompting an agent, they can simply answer, 5 or 10 different questions about their company, hit the button, and now they have a fully functional agent. To give you an example, one of the types of partners we work with would be like SaaS platforms. We're partnered with jobnimbus.com, which is the industry-leading CRM for roofers. We built out the templating system in our early days with the thing in mind, we need the average roofer to be able to log in, answer 7 quick questions about their business, click go, and have an agent that answers their phones, identifies existing customers versus new customers, and then browses availability and schedules appointments with the next available sales rep via round robin or via territory, etc. And all of that's done via template, so these things can be deployed at scale. We also provide a lot of customer and billing management tools, so you don't need to worry. We can manage everything from the product tiers. You can essentially charge your customers as you like. They pay through your payment processor. We bill you on an aggregate of all of the usage. And then additionally, our platform provides really unparalleled visibility and reporting on every call, on every agent, and across every org and reseller organization. We're both out of the box going to be tracking, important like metadata about every call. There's also the ability to flexibly have the agent report on anything that's going to be important to you and your customers. Like, what was the intent for the call? Did they accomplish their intent? They can summarize information and post it to external databases. They can choose the best value from a pick list if you're looking for that kind of data to be passed through. Extremely flexible. The platform is designed to be general purpose and flexible to serve that end. One thing that is a common misconception with AI agents, we're all fairly familiar, I imagine, with going, let's say, to ChatGPT. You can say, Chat, give me 10,000 words about hiking, and it'll just blast out, as we call it, AI flop, right? It's the infinite generative capabilities of AI. That's not really the way that, or that's not the power of our agents. Our agents are powerful because they follow specific instructions. It's just like you're hiring an incredibly smart person, an IQ of 300, they've got 1,000 PhDs. They come into the job on day one, and you need to tell them how to do their job. Just like a human, sometimes there's some back and forth with the agent to figure out the best way to get it accomplished, make sure that you've got all the instructions understood clearly. Unlike a human, once they're locked in, you're not going to have to deal with the agent ever forgetting. You're not going to have to deal with the agent taking breaks or getting sick or staying out too late and forgetting to come to work the next day. They don't get off of the call with an angry customer and then take that attitude to the next call. And if 1,000 calls come in at once, the agent will pick up every single one, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, without any kind of getting tired or anything like that. And then along the same lines, a common question we get is, can we send in a bunch of call recordings so you can kind of model the best way to talk to customers. And the reality is that's not necessary. The best way to do it is to tell the agent exactly what you want it to do. If you want to test a few different call flows, that's possible. With reporting, you're able to see which is the best performing. You can imagine it's like sending out emails. You don't want to send out 1,000 different emails. You might send 500 of one template, 500 of another. You'll see which one is better performing and continue to iterate and improve upon like that. The agents follow the same basic structure. We work directly with enterprises as one of our kind of business units essentially for companies that are operating call centers that are cost centers for them. Companies that have humans in seats answering phones. There's an awesome opportunity to be able to put AI in front of those call center workers, and we're regularly seeing that anywhere from 20 to 75% of calls can be handled by AI with the escalation path to humans as necessary. I'll give you an example with regard to that. One of our customers operates water parks, 5 or 6 of them throughout Texas and Nevada. They have, obviously, with the water park industry, you've got a lot more calls coming in May, June, July, and August. So whereas 12 months out of the year, they've got 3 call center workers, for those 4 heavy flow months, they have to hire 7 people that are looking for seasonal work. And it's a big administrative headache for them to find people that are looking for 4 months of employment at a time, recruiting them, hiring them, training them, and then letting them go every year. Starting in 2025, they have replaced the need for that additional 7 people in their call center. They put an AI agent in front. They answer the questions like, are you open? What's the weather like? Things like that. When people opt to rent a cabana, they escalate it to their human team that books those over the phone. That company has effectively saved 70% on their call center costs. All of our enterprise accounts have dedicated account managers. We can build out the integrations to interplay with all of these different systems. And with all of these accounts, we're always recommending we start with a crawl and then a walk and then a run. Essentially, we don't want to over-engineer anything. It's rather simple to build out a simple proof of concept, start with 5 or 10% of calls, validate it, and then build it out from there. And I say this because while we're speaking about partnerships, it would surprise me if everybody on this call isn't taking calls that could be handled in some way by AI. And that's often a good step for partners that are looking to dip their feet into the world of reselling AI agents, is let's build one for you, for your use cases, so when your customers call in, they can experience it firsthand. Primarily, though, we are selling through our reseller partners. We sell a lot through SaaS platforms that offer business management services, payment processing services, things like that to their customers. We have an easy button for them to be able to embed the entirety of our platform directly into their experience. It takes a single developer, oftentimes just a few days, to complete that embed. Also, all of our screens, we have a very robust API. Everything can be pulled via API and built on the partner side from the ground up if that's preferred. That's generally something that we'll do as like a second or third iteration. Everything can be white labeled and embedded from our docs pages to the URL that the agent, that your customers log into, to the email address that notifications are coming from. The other side of our partnerships are going to be companies like you in the telecom space, MSPs, UCaaS, and CCaaS providers. And it provides not only a really great opportunity for high margin recurring revenue, but it also gives you an opportunity to make customers sticky. Because it's one thing to provide voice services and a UCaaS platform, let's say. It's another thing entirely to start going downstream and handling more of their company operations. And I'll say you have a unique opportunity in that you can run a report and see which of your customers are sending large amounts of traffic to a single phone number, let's say. You can identify which customers you have that are using call centers and go to them and say, hey, we have an opportunity to put an AI agent in front of your call center. You can still escalate calls to humans as necessary, but we've proven that, again, 20 to 75% of these calls, if not 100% in some cases, can be handled by AI. And what that's going to do is save your customers call center costs and give you the opportunity to recognize this high margin recurring revenue opportunity. I'll also say that while there's a lot of call center minutes being diverted now to AI agents, and there's plenty of sophisticated use cases for agents, there's also a very low-hanging fruit going into customer organizations and simply replacing voicemail that's going to have people leaving messages that don't include all of the information, replace them with an agent that knows to ask all of the questions to get all of the pertinent information, so that when it lands on your tech's desk or lands on your sales rep's desk or it gets transferred to that person, they already have all of the qualified information, all of the quantified information that's going to be necessary to provide that higher level of service. And again, we always recommend we start small and we build out from there. Oh, another great use case is simply replacing IVRs and auto attendants. We find this is an easy button. Nobody likes hitting a system, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 for that. You can easily replace it with an AI agent that simply says, how can I help you? And quickly get those calls done, get them transferred to the proper destinations, get those calls scheduled, etc. Our sales process is fairly simple, whether we want to start by building something for you all or for your customers. Essentially, we have a 2-call process. First, we'll hop on a call, understand the nature of the end user's phone operations. I simply ask a question like, hey, your phone rings today. What happens there? Who's picking it up? What are the possible outcomes of the calls? What information should the agent be aware of? What information should the agent be collecting from the different caller types that you have? On a second call, in a matter of days, we can build out a proof of concept to the specification required, do a quick demonstration, and then the ask is typically, let's get started by answering some of your overflow calls, some of your after hours calls, some of those surge moment calls, things like that. We have found that nearly all of the time, it quickly validates itself. We start it with something simple, and we can build the more sophisticated processes from there. I'm gonna pause here. I want to open it up to any questions that you may have.
We'll cover questions at the end, and a few people have already posted them.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, I will say my contact details are here if anybody would like to get in touch. Myself and my enablement team are here to help you. Our entire ball game is working with partners. Some people say, a local stomach to punch. We're looking for, backs to pat. And the opportunity here is large, and there's frankly a land grab opportunity. Anything we can do to help, we're here for that.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Joe. Appreciate the presentation. I think many of the participants of today's webinar are already familiar with what Telinta does, but some of the people are new. So just to describe who we are and what we do, we provide a hosted switching and billing solution for VoIP service providers. Telinta was founded in 2002, 24 years ago, with continuous operations, and we're actually one of the companies who have pioneered the concept of a hosted soft switch. And over the years, we've provided partitioned soft switch for hundreds of VoIP service providers and their resellers around the world. We call our platform Telecore. And what Telecore does is it combines industry-leading soft switch with fully integrated billing. So we've also added over the years some custom solutions and tools that are only available with Telinta. We also realize that to run a successful service provider business, you need to integrate a wide variety of products and services into your offer. So we've built a complete ecosystem of industry-leading partners like VIDA and others who provide you with the type of things you need to succeed. Telecore is the largest hosted soft switch of its type anywhere in the world. Our main facilities are located just outside New York City at 165 Halsey Street. And Halsey is a very prestigious and well-known data center. It houses the New York Stock Exchange, Google, Netflix, Microsoft, AWS, and a wide variety of other technology leaders. We also have additional infrastructure across the United States and in key markets around the world. Our business model is that we sell to VoIP service providers and only to VoIP service providers. We never sell to end user businesses because we don't want to compete with our customers in the marketplace. We offer white label solutions so that your customers will never see the Telinta brand in any of our solutions. We also offer resources so that you can have not just end users, but other telecom service providers that act as your resellers. So resellers are service providers that run their own business. They use their own brand, their own prices, and they purchase services that you provide using our platform. Unlike some providers in the industry, we don't force you to buy carrier services from us. We have a carrier neutral philosophy. You can use any VoIP termination and DID provider you'd like, as many as you'd like. We also offer you easy access to other service providers like SMS, E911, robocall mitigation, voicemail transcription, AI, such as VIDA, CRM, and more. When you join us as a Telinta customer, we assign one of our senior engineers to provide you with 6 hours of comprehensive training to help you get started. And then after that, we provide you with 24/7 live technical support every day of the year. Christmas, Hanukkah, Ramadan, 4th of July, we have a team of engineers ready to help you. So you run your business using our platform, so you don't need any of your own infrastructure. We give you the tools to easily add your own DID providers, your own termination carriers. We give you brandable portals to serve your end users and your resellers. But we also offer much more. So we provide you with brandable soft phones, mobile, desktop, and web-based WebRTC. You can easily provision any number of IP phones. You can use your own messaging providers for SMS and MMS, and we provide you with on-net messaging between your users totally free at no cost. We also offer encryption, access to stir-shaken robocall mitigation solutions, artificial intelligence, CRM integration, and we're integrated with payment gateways in many locations around the world so that you can easily accept credit and debit card payments. We also have a special PayPal plugin that enables you to accept PayPal payments from your users. We offer training and support, as I mentioned before, and we realize that our success, our business grows when your business succeeds and when your business grows. So for this reason, we're invested in your success. We want to help you succeed. Here's just some of the solutions that you can offer with our platform. So a single relationship with Telinta gives you access to all this and much more. Obviously, today we don't have time to talk about all of these solutions, so let's focus on hosted PBX. This is by far one of the most exciting industry opportunities for telecom service providers like your business. It's a feature-rich PBX. It's a brandable white label solution. It works with our reliable carrier-grade platform, so you can offer your business customers the type of reliability they need. Some of the features we offer: dial by name directory, hunt groups and call queues, voicemail to email, fax to email, music on hold, customizable IVR, an auto attendant, and also a cloud-based tool that helps you streamline and automate the provisioning of IP phones. And let's take a closer look at this. So it may be the first time that your business has provisioned a specific model of IP phone, but odds are Telinta has provisioned it many times before. So what we've done is we've used this experience to create auto provisioning profiles that help you more easily deploy that model phone. Through your administrative portal, you build your inventory of phones, enter the account details, phone number, MAC address, other information. And the beauty of this is that you're using the same portal that you use for other key functions in your business, like billing and routing, so that you never need a third-party portal to provision phones. When you purchase IP phones, either you or the vendor can enter Telinta's platform provisioning address, so that at the customer's prem, when the end user plugs in an Ethernet cable, the phone reaches out to our platform and automatically downloads a complete configuration profile without human error and without the need for manual configuration. And we have profiles for hundreds of popular IP phone models, video capable phones, cordless IP phones, ATAs for analog phones, door units and paging speakers, and other devices. The end result: fast, error-free configuration, completely automated using the power of the cloud. And also you can use this not just to initially deploy the device, but also to update firmware, do maintenance functions, activate and deactivate features. It's a very useful tool. And as I mentioned, we have profiles for hundreds of IP devices from industry-leading manufacturers. Another solution that's very interesting is something that we developed on our own. It's called Virtual Office. And Virtual Office is a self-service hosted PBX that you can use with or without IP phones. So some of your larger customers may have a physical office with physical phones on each employee's desk, but smaller customers may be working from home or with employees on the road, and they have a virtual work environment, and Virtual Office helps you serve them. It's a brandable self-service portal that your customers use to configure their own solution in the cloud. So they can select the features they need, choose their own DIDs, toll-free numbers, add extensions, set up voicemail, configure an auto attendant, IVR, set up call routing by time of day or day of week. For example, let's say during the business day, they want the call routed to their business phone, and then at dinner time, maybe it goes to voicemail or to a cell phone. They can easily do that with Virtual Office. They can set up conference calls and much more. The beauty of online sign-up is that there's no installer visits required. So geography is no longer an obstacle for you doing business. So you can provide PBX services across town, across the country, or around the world. On our website, if you go to the solutions page for Virtual Office, you'll see a Try Me demo that shows you exactly how it works. So we provide you with customizable portals for your resellers, your distributors, your agents, your end users. These portals are brandable. They're multi-language. We have many languages on file ready to go. If there's a specific language we don't have, we can develop it for you easily. Our billing, fully integrated, real-time billing, which means that you can offer both prepaid and postpaid services, but also either you or your customers can go online and see a call detail record instantly in real time. You can create your own discount plans, promotions, subscriptions. You can add any recurring and non-recurring charge you need to the invoice. At Telinta, you're in complete control of your pricing. And this is a very big advantage because you can charge additional fees for your premium services. Maybe you want to charge a few dollars extra for a brandable soft phone or for some other capability that you offer. You can easily do that with our billing. We also provide you with a variety of end user payment options. You can do business in any currency, multiple currencies. You can accept credit and debit card payments, PayPal, and even cash payments. And it's important to remember that all this is an integrated solution from one platform. It gives you a full portfolio of services that you can offer, integrated billing, so there's no need to import or export billing records from one system to another. You can easily create your own service bundles, and also account management, so you can turn customers on, turn customers off, have them enter their address and email and other information all in one platform. Much of what we've discussed today is technology, but Telinta is much more than technology. It's people. People who can train you to help you get started. People who can support you around the clock, no matter what time zone you're in, and people who can develop special solutions to meet your unique needs. If you have something special that you'd like, we'd be happy to take a look at it. And we're very proud of our support staff. Just recently, we won the Visionary Spotlight Award for 2026 this year for our support team. As a thank you for joining this webinar, if you're not already a Telinta customer, we'd like to offer you a special promotion to help you get started. Just contact us at info@telinta.com or go to our website and request information. Also, if you'd like to share any of this webinar with your coworkers and colleagues, we will post a replay recording on our website. You can see that online. At this point, let's open it up for questions. I see we already have a few that have been rolling in. Let's start with Michael, who asked, this is for VIDA, this is something Aaron already covered. What LLM model does VIDA use, Aaron?
Yeah, so we can plug into a variety. The primary LLMs that we're using are coming from OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google, depending on the particular use case. For instance, with like HIPAA compliant, the HIPAA compliant platform, we kind of tend towards Google. Generally speaking, OpenAI GPT 5.4 is our default.
Very good. All well-known names. The next one is from Carlos. Can Telinta's billing system bill for AI minutes? As I mentioned, yes, you can add any recurring or non-recurring charge to your invoices. And as Aaron mentioned, this can be a moneymaker for telecom service providers because it's an enhanced service that you can offer to your customers for additional revenue. Thank you, Carlos. Next one, Ahmed. Ahmed asks, how long am I locked into a contract with Telinta? Excellent question, because with Telinta, you're not locked into a contract at all. Our service agreement runs month to month. You can cancel at any time with 30 days notice. Our goal is to retain customers not through contracts, but by providing good service for the long term. We actually want long-term relationships with serious providers. Next question, Carlton. Carlton asks, there are hundreds of AI companies. Why should we choose VIDA?
That is a great question. Again, I think with the technology agnostic nature of our platform, we essentially can provide any AI agent out there. Any AI agent that's being built can be built on our platform if it's being built with top tier parts and pieces. The real magic of our platform is going to be the bubble wrapping around the platform that gives those templates, the integrations, and that visibility and transparency and reporting into the calls. Also, if I'm being honest, it's not too difficult for somebody to build an AI phone agent, kind of vibe coding it from some basement somewhere. They are popping up all over the place. However, VIDA, again, we were not built by AI people. We were built by people that come from the world of telecom who have built and sold major companies in telecom, brought all of that experience. We were venture backed, and as of a few weeks ago, we are a publicly traded company here for the long term.
Very good. Next question is from Stanislav, and Stanislav asks, what regions or country does VIDA serve?
So VIDA is primarily going to be serving the North America at the time. There's a lot of base prompting that goes into the agent, not only to explain to the agent you're working on the phone and you have to, abide by certain standards and procedures, but also when it comes to handling things like addresses and phone numbers and dates, things like that. Our agents come out of the box prompted to be able to handle those things specific to North America at this point. When you go into other countries overseas, some of those kind of standards and procedures are different. Not that that's going to be necessarily a blocker, and there's certainly the technological capabilities to do that. There are also some different hoops to jump through with regard to getting over different PSTN lines in foreign countries. Not that it necessarily would be a showstopper, but something that we kind of are cautiously proceeding into. For the time being, we're focused primarily in North America.
Very good. Heidi asks, are Telinta soft phones voice only? And the answer is very simple. No, our soft phones can also support messaging. They provide valuable business features like BLF. The user can display their status. They have encryption. Our mobile soft phone also does voice and video calling as well. And we can support video calling with any IP endpoint where both the caller and the recipient can share a common codec. So it's very useful, especially where video is more important. Thank you, Heidi. Next question is from Fred. What operating systems does Telinta soft phone support? Okay, good question. Our mobile soft phones support both Apple iOS and Android. Our desktop soft phone supports Windows, Macs, and also Linux. And our WebRTC is a web-based soft phone that's not really dependent on operating system, but the user accesses it via their own browser. So they enter a brandable self-care portal and access the WebRTC soft phone from there, regardless of what OS they use. Thank you, Fred. Next question from Eileen. What's the biggest mistake you see people making when deploying AI agents within their business? Aaron?
I think the biggest thing is trying to slice off too much at once. Both, for end customers as well as for our partners that are reselling, it's easy to kind of get lost in the weeds trying to accomplish too much at once. I say in general with AI, one of the kind of double-edged swords is there is so much that's possible. It's easy to get caught in analysis paralysis or try to get caught doing too much at once. Oftentimes, the best entry point is going to be something simple like replacing voicemails or IVRs, or having agents that can simply handle surge calls and overflow calls, after hours and weekend calls like that. Get validated. There's really no better way to find out how the agent will perform than getting it out into the wild and having actual callers call it. That's how we're going to be able to kind of do the final tuning on it to get it ready for prime time. And then as we validate one use case, we can expand from there for the best effectiveness.
Very good. Next question is from Sanjay. Sanjay asked, does Telinta provide me with an IP address to use with termination and DID providers? And the answer is yes. We actually provide you with 4 IP addresses, and in your training, we will cover that, how to use them, and our support can also help you afterwards. So that's a very important question. At this point, I think we'd like to wrap it up. If we didn't get to your questions, we will send you a response by email. Thank you very much for joining. Aaron, any final words?
I'll just echo that. Thank you all for joining. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out, aaron@vida.io, and happy to answer any questions. We'll follow up after the webinar.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. Have a good day.